So, Mai's being teased for Street Fighter 6. I saw something on Twitter for this. I don't think this is a teaser trailer, so I don't think this is going to have any gameplay. This is like the same thing we saw of Terry beating people's ass in Popo Cafe. I do not think she's going to get a stage. I'm just going to throw that out. I think Terry's stage is the one SNK stage that they are going to have. But funny enough, I'm curious if they're going to hover around modern Fatal Fury Mai, because they didn't do that for Terry. Terry's kind of like old school 90s Terry in a weird way. So I'm wondering if we're going to get like old school 90s Mai, if that's where they are going to go with her visual design. Let's find out. Kappa.
If I piqued your interest, I can teach you all the Shiranui techniques you can handle.
That is not the voice I was expecting.
Come find me in Aokigahara. Don't keep a good girl.
Dude, she sounds super young. Whoa. Oh, this stage is cool, but it's a story mode stage. Sick. Damn, she is cake. I mean, it's Mai. She practically invented cake. Yeah, these are all my moves, all right. Oh, she gets her crazy flash kick? Jesus, she had that in supers back in the day. Early 2025, okay.
Oh, you finally made it. The Shiranui clan welcomes you.
Like, she looks kind of rough. Don't know if you know what, it's giving me a fairly similar reaction that I had to Terry when he was first announced, and his face did get better, but her face looks weirdly generic. Like, Terry's face looked a little out there, like I would say his proportions of like his eyes and stuff were just a little off, and then they sort of consolidated it a little bit. But she looks like weirdly like a DOA character. And the thing is, DOA is just pretty girls and pretty dudes like all over the place, so they're like amazing at that. I don't know. I think probably the way she's moving, everything else looks ridiculously good. And obviously, like, body physics are going to be off the chart because it's Street Fighter and it's Capcom. That's like a big selling part of this game. But I think her face looks a little weird. I think it looks like weirdly generic. She almost looks like some generic, like create a character. Yeah, we have the comparisons to the other games she's been in. To be honest, I think she actually looks technically better in the new Fatal Fury. It's one of those things where it's like, I imagine when she's actually doing her supers, and I imagine when we see her like in her cinematics and not just this story mode thing, she's gonna look way better. Yeah, it's her world tour model. That's what I'm getting at. It is probably her world tour model.
Oh, you finally made it. The Shiranui clan welcomes you.
Dude, yeah, she looks like generic. Oh, I don't like it. I feel like she's always had some pretty defining features about like her face. She looks like weirdly like any other girl. She kind of looks like a creative character with a Mai costume on right now. Is all I'm gonna say. I mean, it's early and they have plenty of time to refine stuff, but she kind of looks like she's just any character in Street Fighter just made with a Mai costume on right now, like a custom character. I'm gonna pull up some comparisons. Hold on a second. Let's just really quick first version. First, we have to look up 3D versions of Mai. This is unfortunate. We cannot look under like 2D versions of Mai as comparison to this. Like, why am I feeling this way? Okay, Mai throughout the years. Where's KOF 14? Bro, so this is the start. This is her first introduction as a 3D character. And yeah, it was rough. Not particularly great. But granted, it's 14. It was like SNK's first attempt at 3D in a long time. Friggin' Banderas. I forgot this character existed. Doesn't look that great, right? It's fine. However, she looks like a different person in every... The only time she looks like the same person, this is a different person than this. Like, straight up. Like, Mai has effectively become the Jill Valentine of female fighting game characters, where it's like, who the fuck is that? That's Jill? No, they all look different. She looks different in every fucking game she's in. We can't, there's no decision on what this chick looks like. This is the Jill problem, you know? Different people, straight up. I think the closest of what in my head the character has looked like is obviously KOF 15 and City of the Wolves. Like, this just looks like a more aged version of her here. And I think that's the idea. I think they even talk about how she's a bit more mature in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, right? They talk about that. Hair's too black also. Like, why is her hair jet black? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Fatal Fury version is the best, personally speaking. Different artists use, well, yeah, obviously. There's clearly different artists used, but right now there's like, all we're saying is several different versions of the character. We're saying, which one do I personally hover? Which one do I think is the best 3D iteration of Mai? It's obviously not KOF 14. I would actually lean towards latest Fatal Fury. I think she looks really good in this game. With a close second being KOF 15. And then we get like the DOA dolls. I actually like her DOA 5 version much more than her DOA 6, dude. Like, who is this? This looks pretty good. DOA 5 might be the overall winner, right? I'm going to say that right now. Because DOA 6, I feel like a lot of the character visual features, like they simplified the hell out of them. Like they almost like started to Tekkenify them. Like they did the same thing from Tekken 6 to Tekken 7, you know? I hope it changes. That's all I'm going to say. She still looks good. I think she still looks good. But ultimately speaking, I don't think it's the best version of her. You know what? It's probably going to be the best version of her is like animation-wise. I think what Capcom puts into their like mocap and animation and cleanup is probably going to look fucking amazing. And this isn't out yet to really do a direct comparison. We don't know how good this is going to look because the game's not delivered until next year. But to be real, like this shit's going to look crazy. Like going to look really good. I wonder if the inspiration for this design of the character, the old school Mai design, I wonder if they're going this way. And it almost feels pretty close. If the classic design is going in this direction, the darker hair, all that kind of stuff. Because this is obviously the more modernized version of Mai. And clearly Terry's like the super old school version of Terry. Feel like that might be the direction. Yeah. These old designs. Yeah, this design. To be honest, like that old school design. While I'm not completely over the moon about the way that Mai looks in Street Fighter 6, I feel like I have the exact same criticisms that I had of like Terry, where some shots of Terry just look super weird in specifically the story mode cutscene. And then when it came to Terry's cinematic action, his intro, his outro, all that kind of stuff, he looked fucking awesome. He looked ridiculously cool. So it's like, oh, okay. To me, I think she just looks like a different person. You know, but it also could be that they're trying to emulate old school early 90s Mai with a lot of this stuff. That could be the case.